Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
What's going on, folks? How you doing? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Lev Fer Show. We are so glad you're here with us. Today is a tough day. It's a very tough day. We almost didn't do the show because we just got breaking news that Ellen DeGeneres is moving to England. It was Natalie had to fight me to get me to come into the studio. You know, she's an idol of mine. She inspired my comedy more than anybody else. Inspired my take on the world more than anybody else is Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, she's just a fucking heroic person. I couldn't tell you why, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just such a fan, you know? So I was in bed crying all morning. I couldn't sleep a wink. I told Natalie, I just don't think I can get through it today. And she told me I had to come in, but let's just talk about it. Let's just get into the thick of it. She's moving. I mean, are we going to be able to get through this as a country if she moves to London for a little while? What do you think? I mean, we have two ladies with us in the booth. They're sobbing behind the glass, and so this is hard for everybody. But
as a lady and a gay, this hits me especially.
I don't even want to. I can't even imagine. Just myself as a fan, it's hurting me so much. If I was a gay woman, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you're here today. I don't know how you're the strong one.
I'm the strong one today, I think.
I don't get it. You know, here's the thing. Ellen saying she's moving to England. I mean, this is legitimately like you have a fight at home and your wife goes, I'm going to my mom's for a while. I'm going to my mom's for a couple minutes. You know, I'm going to sleep there tonight. That's what England is. England is now, that's our mother country, basically. You know, we come from them. She's going, I'm hanging out at mom's. And it's just a fucking negotiation tactic. I mean, the fact that you could be like, if you go, I'm going to leave the country because you won't give me a TV show. How fucking embarrassing is that? How fucking embarrassing is that? That you're like, they won't give me a TV show again. I'm going to leave the country. What these people don't understand, like, pull up Ellen's net worth. If you have hundreds of millions of dollars, no one will ever feel bad for you, ever. Ever. Like, the worst, like, no matter what. I'm trying to think of a crime, like, even if somebody assaulted your spouse, because that happened to Pelosi. A dude broke in with a hammer, cracked her husband on the head on camera. We're all rooting for Hammer Guy. We're all like, yes. Crack these fuckers in the head sometimes, you know?
$370 million.
370 macaroons, baby. That's a lot of boxes of ziti. That's a lot of them. I mean, here's the thing that like drives me fucking crazy about this. Like, why? You got to make so much money. You got to be on TV for so long. You had such a massive show. I mean, and now you have like Saudi oil money. You are so rich. You probably have the GDP of a small country. And you're like, they won't. Why do you think you're just entitled to be able to do more TV? Like, why do you think that it has to go on forever? You got to do it for 20, 30 years. Why do you think like this? I get to do this forever, you know? At what point can you just go, it's one of two things. At what point can you just go, all right, I have enough money. I'm going to now try to get to know myself. Who am I on the inside? I'm going to go sit on a beach for a few years, buy a fucking crazy beach house, and get introspective. I'm going to start yelling at my spouse. I'm going to become an abusive drunk. Just, like try out new personalities. And at what point do you either do that or you go, you know what? They won't give me a TV show, but I know I have almost $400 million. Why don't I just make my own? That's what drives me like up the wall about these people. Like, you look at a guy like Louis C.K. Louis makes a lot less than $400 million. But he goes, I want to make something. He reaches into his own pocket and makes it. That's what he did with Horace and Pete. That's what that's why the fuck Can't she just do that? And I think it comes down to, this is kind of the difference between like a Rogan and them. And Rogan is like, let's just do this. I'm gonna just make a thing. I want to make a thing. It doesn't have to be this fucking high polished thing. We'll figure it out as we go. But people like Ellen, it's not even about making the thing. It's not about having a TV show. It's just about having fame. People handing you fame. If it's not on TV, if it's not them giving it to me, I don't want it. Like, at what point can you just go, I can make 40 more TV shows out of my own dime. None of them might work, and it still won't really put a dent in my finances. You think that if I had fucking $400 million, I would just be shooting, I'd wake up every morning, and the first idea I had, I'd make that. And this fucking pity party. It's like, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm at $400 million, and you're still bitching. There's nothing you're allowed to bitch about. It's truly nothing. Whole chat is saying she left because of P. Diddy. I would love to find out if there's any evidence to that. Look this up. Look up the Ellen P. Diddy connection.
First, her official statement is that she just loves. She found a home that she loved, and apparently she loves flipping multi-million-dollar homes, and just has bought and sold over 50 homes.
Jesus Christ!
Which is like not exactly making her sympathetic, but that's her official statement. Is that that's why she's moving. I'm still looking into the Diddy stuff, though.
I'm willing to bet that there is not a strong Diddy-Ellen connection, and it's because she's a lesbian, and they are not fun party people. I mean, I'm sorry. They're just... How many lesbians do you know that you're like, I'd love to have a crazy sex party with them? Let's dump the cocaine out because the lesbians are here. They're typically kind of like a lecture you, stern kind of group, you know? Natalie, you know this. Are lesbians fun?
I think that I would say that like upper echelon lesbians are probably not that fun. Because I know a lot of fun like trash.
But you're in your 20s, early 20s. Exactly. And how many of those early 20s lesbians are going to end up as lesbians?
I was going to say most of them filter out to be some bi or something.
They filter?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I don't think Ellen is at a lot of parties. I don't think so, you know? I think, I wonder what she does for fun.
I will say the ones that stay lesbians usually end up not as fun.
Yes.
With exception.
But wasn't there also a story, Ellen used to set up booby traps in her own house to catch, like, workers in her homes in, like, compromising positions? She basically, like, from what I understand, she used to literally, like, put out, like, a gold thing and just leave it on the floor. And then wait for like a Guatemalan worker to step on it and like grab it, and then she'd pull a rope and a net, and they'd be in a net up in their by her chandelier, and then she'd make fun of them and go, "You fucking piece of shit." There's like a story that she would like trick and abuse fucking people that worked for her. I remember reading about this because I remember years and years ago I tried doing a joke about it. It sucked, but to be fair though, it's like, you know, that what else are you gonna fucking spend your money on? If you're that rich, you got to start trapping Guatemalans. I mean, what else is there to do, you know? Oh, yeah, speaking of fucking, by the way, we have, where's the voicemail banner? Where's this rumored, the famous voicemail banner? We need to have that on. We're taking voicemails for the show. We have some we're going to get into tonight. It's chopped on my screen. I assume it's not chopped on the thing. We also need to make this look better. This needs to be stylish. It needs to but anyways, the voicemail number is 646-685-3181. If you want to leave a voicemail for the show, I really want to do voicemails because a lot of people bitch about the calls that come in and it being the same three people and it just turning into a fight about Trump. That's up to you guys. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to break it open, send in whatever the fuck you want to talk about. We will save time at the end of the show to talk about it. And we have like 3 voicemails ready for today. But yeah, this who made this banner? Natalie? Tiana made this banner?
No, that would be me. No, I'm tapping her to put me on. Yeah, that would be me.
This banner needs work, Natalie.
I mean, what does it need? What are the should be transparent?
If you had to guess. Let's just open spitball some ideas.
Here, bigger text.
Bigger text.
Textured background, maybe some deep fakes of you with titties in the background like that the chat puts in.
Not what I was thinking at all.
I'm open to criticism.
No, I think it just needs to be bigger. You could do it like twice instead of 10. And I also don't even think it needs to scroll. I think it could just sit in place
Sure.
and be just a banner that looks good. I think we go black, white, and purple on the coloring. How about a future of free font? You know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure this out by next week, folks. It's a new show. It's a new show. Anyways, leave your voicemails in there. Also, if you want to send in like a news article or something like that we should talk about, the LevFerShow@gmail.com is the email. Send that in. We actually have one we're going to get into today. That was a good email somebody sent in. And yeah, let's keep it moving. Fucking, what else is going on? Drake and Kendrick are back in the news. Kendrick just dropped a new album. I actually completely have changed my stance on who. I used to think that rap battle, Drake versus Kendrick, was kind of even. I have completely swapped my view on that. Kendrick very clearly won that rap battle. There's just no two ways around it. Now that I could zoom back, I liked Family Matters. I like that song. It's maybe my favorite song of them, but that doesn't matter. Drake is like the hit maker. He's the one of them, the two, that's the hit maker. Yet, Kendrick had the biggest hit out of all of them. Not like Us, even though I don't think it's the most lyrically unbelievable song. It's still the catchiest of all of them. It's got the most views out of all of them. It's got the most plays. When it comes on and you're out somewhere, you don't fucking complain. If you make a bigger hit than the hit maker you're beefing with, you win. Also, like the last song Drake did, his last response, he ended up deleting it because it fucking sucked. It just stunk. He took it off the internet. That's losing. You know what I mean? He also, now Kendrick's got a new album. It's streaming. I listened to half of it while taking a shit. I liked what I was hearing. I didn't like what I was hearing on the album before, where it was fucking, and therapy's important. The mumbling about therapy, did not care for that. I fucking hate when rappers get into a, let's talk about the cycles of trauma. I'll watch a good art house movie for that. I don't need, like, rap about rap. Make it fucking, the only rapper I've seen age well in his lyrics is Jay-Z with 444. That's the only one. It's just a young man's game. But I liked what I'm hearing with this new Kendrick. But I will say, as I'm getting older, it's hard for me to listen to rap now. It's just, even if it sounds good, I like it doesn't hold my interest the same. I'm getting into shit like Chris Stapleton now. You know about Chris Stapleton? Huh? Not too bad, this guy. He's got a song with, he did a collab with Dua Lipa live at some country music awards. Play me 10 seconds of that. Right when he comes in. Let me just show you something nice. I think there's just more interesting stuff right now happening outside of rap. I think Post Malone kind of saw that early on. I got to give him credit. He was making big hits in hip hop and said, fuck this. I'm going to go cover and make some fucking good ass country songs. Find me that Chris Stapleton Dua Lipa. Get to the part right where he comes in and give me that 10 seconds. It's probably like 40 seconds into the song. Pause it. That's all you need. What more do you want? I mean, does that not get you excited to listen to a goddamn song that says one word and you're like, ooh, I like this. Did you like that? You like that? Check it out. So yeah, I'm getting into this guy. He kind of sounds a little, it sounds like he gets his instrumentation from John Mayer a little bit, but that's a nice song. So it's getting harder for me to listen to shit like that. I mean, you know, maybe just even listening to rap is a fucking young man's game. That's why as you get older, you just become a fucking old head who listens to like Tribe Called Quest and like the old shit. It's just, I think it just ages better with you. But anyways, the fact, like, if Kendrick could drop a new album that people are liking, people are already saying it's better than his last. Meanwhile, the next day, Drake is on some fucking guy named QVC or something. This guy the guy sells antiques or some shit on TV. It's just, I couldn't tell you who they are. It's just the generic blonde kid of the week who has highlighted blonde hair and he streams Fortnite and then he gets Me Too'd. It's just like an endless cycle of the Twitch streamer, right? So now he's on this guy's stream. I tried to watch some of it. It's fucking boring, man. It is so boring. They're talking about, I'm supposed to be excited to watch Drake take a shot. Like, what do I give a fuck, you know? I don't say anything interesting. It just blows my fucking mind. And you're just on there talking about nothing with some streamer who also has nothing to say. They just react to fucking clips. Like myself. I mean, these talentless fucking people. So if Kendrick's making new work, dropping great new albums, doing all this stuff, it had the bigger hit, and you're on some fucking douche canoe's Twitch stream talking about how I'm still here. Dude, you lost. That's what it means. And I'm a fan of Drake. I'll always be a fan of Drake. Drake's amazing ability is that he can lose just about every single rap battle he's ever been in. Every single beef, with the exception of Meek Mill. He did beat Meek Mill. But the fact that he got destroyed by Pusha T, he lost to Kendrick squarely. And he's still relevant. He's still around. He's still going to make hits. He's still going to put out songs that you go, oh, that shit slaps in the club. He's still going to do it. That's his superpower. But I think where his thing is he's always looking for, what are people looking at? What are people talking about? Same thing with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart and Drake are very similar people. They go, what are the kids watching? What are the kids listening to? I need to get myself in that. I need to start making that. That's why you got Kevin Hart showing up on these fucking live streams. But rappers should not be on live streams. It's fucking embarrassing. You should be out there shooting people in the face. That's what you should be doing. You should have a criminal record. I'm not saying you have to maintain it, but at least start with that. I mean, it's just, you know, the fact that every rapper now, like these people with like tattoos across their neck, like NLE Choppa and shit, they're like playing fucking Twitch streams all day. It's just, that blows my mind. All right, we have an email that got sent in today. I actually wanted to talk about this. Natalie, Google search. I couldn't find this email. I fucking was searching for it. Google search. There's a conspiracy that Aaron Rodgers intentionally came to the Jets to sabotage the Johnson family. Sounds like a family of people with huge cocks. They like invented the big dick. We're the Johnson family. Speaking of which, I'm reminds me of this fucking billionaire I met. It's kind of a funny story. So anyways, there's an article out. Somebody sent this to me that was so the New York Jets are owned by the Johnson family of Johnson & Johnson, who make all the fucking, you know, baby powder that kills your kid or whatever. They just like make toxic shit. They put it out there. They're like one of the only vaccines they put out for COVID. I think that they immediately recalled and were like, this shit probably will kill you. We're not going to talk about it more, but you know, we're going to take this out. Johnson & Johnson, for what even like Family Guy was talking about him 10, 15 years ago about just what a fucking evil company they are, whatever. So this guy owns the fucking New York Jets. He refuses to sell them, even though everybody fucking hates him. But there's a theory because, you know, Rodgers is seen to be like pretty anti-vax and all this shit and pretty fucking conspiracy heavy. They think that he came to the New York Jets specifically to implode the team because the Johnson & Johnson family owns it. Which is actually like a pretty great conspiracy theory. You know, I hate a lot of conspiracy people, you know, but that's pretty fucking great. I could actually buy into this. And I also think that's kind of a funny prank. Even it's my own team. You've ruined years of my life. Truly years of my life. I lose every week to fucking watching this goddamn team. And I can't stop, and it just hurts. But if he really is like, you know what, these guys not only make vaxes, they make the shittiest one. I'm going to go play for them and just I'm going to cost them millions. I'm going to go take $80 million from them in salary. I'm going to implode the fucking team. I mean, I went to a Jets game a few weeks ago. There was a huge chant around the stadium saying, sell the team. I don't even know if they aired that. But that's like, I don't know if they'd show that on TV, but the whole stadium chanting, sell the fucking team. If Aaron Rodgers did, even if he didn't do this, when he retires, he should say he did. He should come out and say, listen, they're kind of some bad people. I wanted to go cost them some money. I kind of love that. Why else would he be trying to play at 42 with unimpressive performance? And he got all of his friends who are no longer that good at football. He got them all paid again. Brought them all from Randall Cobb, who came to the Jets at 72 years old. Very impressive. They got fucking Devontae, who's just dropping passes left and right. They got Alan Lazard, who just bricks for hands. Absolute bricks. I kind of love it. I kind of love that he scammed the shit out of us, you know? We deserve it. We fucking deserve it. Green Bay knew when to cut bait. They knew when to go, this guy's pushing 40. He's no longer what he was. I also think he's just a bad team leader. I think people buy into like the fact that he's a Hall of Famer, as did I, but I don't think he can lead a team. I think he's too self-interested and too like, it's all about our vibes. It's like, no, it's not. It's about fucking hitting the shit out of the other team so they're afraid of you and you play hard-nosed football and win. If it's a prank, I love it. I really love it. I really fucking love it. I also wonder the guy who owns the fucking. I did not get vaccinated, by the way. I did lie to many people that I did. I lied to companies that said you had to be vaccinated to work. I lied to comedy clubs that said you got to be vaxxed to be here. I was talking to Mullen about this, and he was like, "Why don't you just make a fake vax card?" I never even thought of that, and I was like, "Oh, that's a fucking brilliant idea." So I asked another comic to do it. Made me a fake fax card, emailed that around, and look at me now. And I will say a side effect of me not getting the vaccine, I did gain 87 pounds. I don't know if the two things are related. That might have helped. There might have been some Ozempic in the vax. That might have... If there was some Ozempic in the vax, that would have been fucking nice. That would have been great. But I did not do it. Everybody I know got vaxxed. Ladies, did you get vaxxed? 2 nods from the booth. Can't have kids with them.
I was working at a school before this.
Oh, really?
So they wouldn't let me come back without.
You left a school to work at Gas?
I mean, yes, I did.
What were you doing at the school?
I worked at the New York Film Academy. So I was like a film TA.
Okay, interesting. All right. Do you still want to do film stuff?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't miss being on my feet all day. I like at this job.
Yeah. I'm making a short film soon. Maybe we'll
hit me up.
Yeah, I did not get. I wonder. I'm willing to bet that a lot of the fucking Gas viewers watching this also got vaxxed. That's the other thing. Like, people think I'm this like crazy radical leftist. I'm like, no, I'm pretty middle of the road on a lot of shit. All right, I've lost audiences multiple times. This is not new to me. I happen to. This is what I do. I build an audience, and then I go through a change, and then I go, fuck all these people. Not even fuck all these people, but you know what it is? I'm just a contrarian. And so whatever's it, when everybody was going fuck Trump in 2016, I was like, I don't know, I'm not voting for the guy, but I could see some of the things he's saying make sense. And I lost every fucking person that was watching. Now it's going the other way. Now Trump is the cool thing, and he's populist, and everybody's into him. Now I'm like, well, fuck that. That sucks. That's what people should be, is contrarians. That's what comics should be. So I'll be doing this for the rest of my career. I'll just be pissing off everybody that's ever supported me, slowly and steadily. It's the Supreme Reader. This guy reads a lot. That should be the logo for the show. Should we make that the logo for the show? Why didn't I call out the mandates? I mean, well, at the time, if you did that, you were literally like fucking blacklisted by everybody you knew. I mean, at the time, to go unvaxxed was like so insanely unpopular, at least from the bubble I live in. I felt like I was the only single person that did it. So, now, no problem. Now I have no problem bragging it. No problem at all. The other thing, too, is if you become one of these people that just starts, like, you make your identity the fact that you're the resistance and you didn't get vaxxed and all this shit. I mean, that is just so unbelievably gay. Just grifting anything is so fucking gay. But I do think the fact that they were fucking... I think I did openly say when they were trying to fire people for not getting vaccinated from their fucking jobs, like they were doing that to cops and shit, I thought that was like genuinely fucking insane. Like, it absolutely fucking insane. That, I don't even know if they ended up going through with it, but I remember being like, this is insane. People should be held accountable for this. This is fucked. To fucking impede on people's livelihoods because they don't want to get some new fucking vaccine you just put out. I don't know. But let's get this is all. But basically, if Aaron Rodgers did do that, that's probably the only way I can fucking come back on Aaron Rodgers. That's the only way. Because right now I'm totally out. I'm not. I can't even say if I saw you again in real life. Don't even think I'd be excited. Sorry, bud. Saw some pretty fucking Zach Wilson-esque passes out of you this year, man. Pretty brutal. The year before, you decided to tear your own fucking Achilles? I don't know about that. But that would win me back for him. But I was just I was on the train ride down here, and there was like a family of a Hispanic family, maybe migrants or whatever, gives a shit. But they had like a few kids, and the kids kept like hitting me like with their toys and stuff, and like screaming and shit. And my first thought is like, all right, there's a baby crying next to me, and your first thought is, fuck, that is piercing. But what blows my mind is these people who like actively bitch about babies crying, like on planes and shit. It's like, yeah, it's annoying, but it's a fucking baby. It's like, it's so crazy to me that your next thought isn't immediately, well, that's a fucking baby who's not even like in control of what it does. Like the people who bitch about kids on airplanes blow my fucking mind. You are an adult. It's your job to go, that sucks, but I'm an adult and that's not. So I now have to just take this and feel empathy for that kid. Like that just and I think this is a huge difference between like conservatives and people who are kind of liberal at heart, is I think that a big part of life is taking on suffering. I think that's kind of like the whole thing, is just taking on suffering. That's what gives you perspective. It's what strengthens you as a person. It's what gives you stories. It's what makes getting there worth it. We all have our vision of, holy fuck, if I finally make some money and cash out, it'll be this. You probably won't be happier then. You'll have less stress, but you'll have nothing to fucking do. I know tons of people who are rich fucking pricks that just, nothing going on inside. Just getting confused by Twitter memes all day. They just make that their fucking identity. It's like, no, you need struggle in your life. A big part of life is just taking on fucking struggle. That's life. And I think a big thing and here's the thing. As somebody who's like this and lives in a fucking liberal city, the other day I'm on the fucking train, and as we covered in the last week, you think you're about to get shot in the face. Yeah, that's where you get really uncomfortable, and you're like, fuck me. Your first reaction is like, we need to overcorrect. We need to fucking just have cops on every goddamn train. I don't want to fucking run until I throw up again. But, and that does suck, and it gets fucking uncomfortable. But there's got to be a fine line between where you should kind of be, where it's like, all right, I'm willing to suffer a little bit to try to help the people around me. I think that's just kind of how you do it. But I think that there's a lot of selfishness in being like, this baby's crying, fuck this baby, it shouldn't be here. It's like, dude, imagine how hard that parent's day is. Like, god damn, I'm probably gonna have like kids in the next like 3-ish years. I know, I can't even like imagine how hard that's gonna fucking be. I see people pulling their strollers up on the subway. I'm like, that just looks impossible. It looks fucking impossible. Watching a mom fucking try to drag her stroller up the stairs of a subway. It's like pouring rain out. I'm like, you're just a stronger person than me. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you don't just roll that cart into traffic and be like, all right, I tried it. I tried. So have a little empathy for your fellow man, huh? All right, let's do some voicemails. And then I got one last story at the end. I didn't help her. No, I did not. That's the chat. I have never once helped. No, I might have once out of 100 times I've helped a woman with a stroller. That's how hard it looks to me, where I'm like, oh, I can't even possibly grab the front end of that and help you. That looks tough. It's your kid. No, maybe I would now. But the other thing, too, is like, you don't want to bother people. You don't want to be like, hey, I'll help you. And she's like, fuck you, you fucking, what do you want to touch my stroller?
I kind of feel the same way. I'm always like, and especially the same thing with like older people and holding a door open for them. Like, I feel like every elderly man I've ever held a door for has like given me a weird look about it.
Yeah, because you're a woman, I reckon.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like, you're hardly be able to push this door open.
Yeah. Well, I think the difference is if a guy holds a door open for an older guy, the older guy's like, what a gentleman you are. No, good sir. If a woman holds a door open for an older guy, he's like, you think I can't fuck the shit out of you?
Yeah, literally.
Is that what you're saying? I think that's like 100% what it is. Because that's the thing, even these like 86-year-olds, they're horny bastards too. They want to get them some pussy. Some pussy. All right, let's crack open some voicemails. Let's get into it.
You said the smallest one first?
No, smallest one last.
Smallest one last.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one you sent me first.
Yes.
You got it.
Let's rip into it. Folks, leave voicemails. Whatever you want to talk about, whether it's... Yeah, get into it.
Hi, I was calling. My husband found out that I voted for Trump, and he's really been giving me a hard time. And I just wanted some advice on how to handle that. Thank you. Bye.
That call ended because he was like, "All right, honey, phone time is done now." There's nothing funnier than the idea of a woman who's like has to secretly vote for Trump and she has an abusive liberal husband. That's like so fucking funny. He's like, "So you don't believe they should have their own fucking bathroom?" As he punches a hole in the wall. "They're just supposed to piss in the men's stall." Like a woke abuser is pretty hilarious. I love that idea of a woman who fucking has to secretly vote for Trump. Her husband swirls a glass of rosé before he gets abusive. It's like, that's so fucking crazy. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's so good. That should be a sketch. That should be a sketch somebody shoots, is the abusive liberal husband. Of just like, he doesn't hit you, but he just really shames you about your politics after. He just makes you feel bad. And what does that do? That makes you want to go vote even harder. That'd be a great fucking flip. What should you do? You should do whatever the fuck you should poison his foie gras or whatever the fuck he eats. You know, put a little in his wine. No, people are saying they did a commercial about the opposite. They did a commercial about Kamala Harris put out a commercial that was like, "If you vote for me and keep it a secret, that's okay." And it's like women in Trump hats like nodding at each other from across the voting booth and being like, "Well, we're not going to say what our husbands do this time," which is like a pretty hilarious approach to take. Is that like, do people vote the same as their partners? I reckon you can win me either way. My girlfriend probably will vote blue every time. Just because her boyfriend's abusive. I don't know him. I've heard a lot about him, but that was such a funny ad. I think it is kind of nuts that, like, if you and your partner can't have the same, like, you can't have different politics. Can you guys date a person with different politics? Like,
I mean, there's like a couple issues I feel like if we're on the same page about, I don't care.
yeah.
But I don't really care all that much, you know?
I think that Tiana, what do you think?
I have before, and it wasn't a problem unless he was being pushy about taking his side. Then it was like, no.
Yeah.
We differ.
Yeah. I feel the exact same way. I'm just like, I don't think there is an issue. I think even if I was like super anti-abortion or some shit, I don't think that'd be enough of a problem in my relationship that it would cause a serious thing. I think that even if like me and my chick disagreed that dramatically on stuff, I don't think that it'd be such a big issue. I think a lot of people go into relationships thinking, I need a girl who has the same hobbies as me, who has the same No, you fucking don't. You actually want all your hobbies to be the opposite of what your girlfriend wants. You want shit that she would never want to do, so you have reasons to spend time away from them. It's just like, you want to just spend that's what your friends are for. Your friends are for doing that other shit. The stuff you enjoy doing. Your partner is not for that. Your partner is for gritting your teeth and grinding through the bullshit they want to do because it's about sacrifice. That's all I'm saying. You know, yes, it's about misery. It's about shared misery. Let's get to that second voicemail. It's insane to me to think that you have to load it up.
Lev, you fat fucking Jew liberal, you fucking are not funny. You're gross. I love Trump.
That should be the intro song for the show. That's so good. Just a dude pulled over. He pulled his truck over to send that in and call. That was supposed to be the last one. Fuck me, I love that. I just love that. It's like the comedic timing of just you fucking fat Jew. I love Trump. Just kissed his fucking photo of daddy. Put that back up. Maggot out, baby. That is so funny, man. You can send in that. We will play that. If you have a strong factual argument like the one that we just listened to, we will play that. We will put that on the airwaves. We are a balanced show. We're a balanced show. If I go, yeah, it's probably crazy to elect a guy with a history like Matt Gaetz, and then you go, you're an unfunny. It's like, yeah, we're having a debate now. Now we're having a good discussion, you know? Dan Natterman has one of my favorite jokes in stand-up. It's a nice, simple joke, but he goes, he's like, I was on Twitter and somebody was like, there's no evidence of global warming. And I said, what about the fact that water levels are rising? And the guy responded, what if I bang your mom? And he's like, that was one of the better discussions I've had on Twitter. That's just such a great little joke. Like, it's so funny when you get his character because it's just like, he's just trying to have a nice conversation with somebody on an issue, and they're just like, what if I fucked your mom? Oh, I love that joke. Shout out Dan Natterman. Really fucking funny guy.
This smoke break is brought to you by YoDelta.com, the official Getting High sponsor of the Gas Digital Network.
Very funny guy. Let's hit the other voicemail.
Hi, this is Mark. I was just dealing with my girlfriend, and she doesn't really like me drinking every day. And I mean, I pay the bills, and I don't see any reason why I should have to listen to her. Can you think of one?
I just picture she's just like sitting on the corner of the floor with tape on her mouth. He's just cracking a nice Miller High Life, just enjoying it. Dude, this is like a tough one for me, actually, because I actually just don't. I think I would never be the kind of guy that comes home and drinks every day, but if you are, I actually like weirdly admire you. I kind of respect that. That's like kind of that's kind of what a man should be, you know.
That's a consistency that I don't have anywhere in my life.
Yes, there's nothing I do every night except jerk off, and that's it. And that's not even for the joy. That's just so I don't, you know. Maybe that's the difference between when a baby cries you snapping or not is whether you fucking jerked off that day. Like, no, I can get through this. I can have empathy for a person. So there is a kind of Mad Men-esque quality about this guy that I do respect. You know what I mean? I know guys who drink every night. It's not working out for all of them. But it depends on what you're trying to achieve. You know what I mean? This is Tor, because your girlfriend will always want you to not do the thing you want to do that's fun for you to do, that you love doing. Whether it's video games, whether it's gambling your fucking family's money away. Whatever the thing you were born to do, they don't want you to do it. They're trying to get in your way. And at first, you got to resist. You got to fight. You got to put your foot down. I'm not going to let you decide how I live my life, lady. But then slowly, gosh, she's just kind of looking out for me. She doesn't want me to die at 53. You make a couple compromises. Smoke some cigarettes sneakily. You sneak cigarettes. You tell them you quit. You buy a pack. Have some, you know. You got to have a little something going on. You got to have a little something going on the side. I think that was all three of the voicemails I wanted to pull up. I have one other, I guess it's kind of a funny story. So Chappelle was at the Cellar the other night. And it was just me and... It's me, Ryan Long, and Yamanika Saunders, and we were just kind of sitting at the table. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Chappelle just like pulled up like right. I looked up, and he's like standing right there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" He just played the Garden the night before. He said it was great. He like sat down and talked to us. He gave us some pretty fucking cool insights on just comedy and the way he like thinks about approaching it. But it was funny because he brought up his first special, Killing Him Softly, and there was something that I have always wanted to tell him. And while the topic came up, I was like, "Oh, Dave, is there music playing? What the fuck is that?" Because I told the Chappelle story, just African drums start coming in. Cue up the Chappelle African drums. So I always wanted to tell him. You know, you ever like envision like you have stories in your head that you always want to tell a person. But Chappelle brought up Killing Him Softly, which is like one of the great specials of all time, like a Mona Lisa level comedy special. And I said to him, I go, dude, I watched that special when I was like 5 years old. My brother had it on DVD. It might have even been a bootleg. It was one. It had this tone of like, you're not supposed to watch this. So I said like, always fake sick from school. I'd fake sick, stayed home, got the DVD, put it in the fucking computer. You had to put it in the old desktop tower back in the day. Watched that bad boy, and it was like all I gave a shit about since. And I told him like, that special just completely changed the trajectory of my life. And he was just like, you know what's crazy? He's like, when that special came out, I heard it was like crickets. Like, it did nothing for me. It changed nothing. Nobody cared. You could hear a fucking mouse pissing on cotton, is what he said. And then he said, but it snowballed and snowballed and snowballed and had an effect so much later. I'm like, it is interesting to think, like, that guy's in his career and he's having a point where, you know, he's like, I'm going to put this out. This is going to change everything. It feels like it changes nothing. Meanwhile, at the same time, you're influencing the next fucking generations of people coming up in your genre. So you might have a bigger impact than you think. But and it's funny, though. When I was 18 and I envisioned telling him this story, I figured he'd be like, that's amazing, man. It was none of that. It just went, he was like, yeah, cool. Anyways, you know. But yeah, that's life. That's life, folks. Send in your emails to thelevfershow@gmail.com. Make sure you hit subscribe on the podcast. Tell a friend about the show. I think this is our best solo episode yet, personally. So I think this one rolled smooth, baby. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get sillier. We're gonna figure out the tone of the show. We're ironing out the crinks. You know, is that a word? The creases, the crinks. I don't know. Listen to the kooks. So we love you guys. Thank you for being here, man. We appreciate everybody that's listening to the show. Make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment for the algorithm, do all that good stuff. Let's fucking take this on the up. Please send in your voicemails. Get on the show. 646-685-3181. 646-685-3181. We love you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.